It really would, right? And this is what we were talking about, and just kind of giving you a little bit of an idea of like what this means, right? There is these closed qualifiers for different regions, like we have it for Europe, we have it for NA, we have it for South America, and everything like that. And this is the thing; it's only one spot. This is one
Mhm.
spot that they have to fight for. So this is where whoever does win this gets to book their ticket to go to that event later in May. This is a lot more here, but we are going to go into it. Map number 2. It's a question if Imperial have been able to figure themselves out to bounce back out of the rut that came in Nuke.
They do get a start on that favored side of the offense. But we're going to need a new Imperial if we want to have that conversation about map number 3. It's a dive into the canals and straight into that B bomb site. Here comes the execution. And straight into Luchov's crosshairs. He gets one and Deco with another. This 3v3 will ensue. More advantageous positions for Vinny as he keeps taking duel after duel. Tosses in a nade, but there's Noxy to chime in with his dual Berettas, leaving Henny up into the clutch. 1v2 for him. Had trouble on Nuke to get activated, and now he could start off with a bang. A minute 5 left on the clock, so it's just got to be these heads-up aim duels on the site itself. And he hasn't actually notated that meyern is pushed all the way to canals. And there's that conversion for BESTIA. They're going to continue their good fortunes from Nuke straight on into Anubis.
Oh, hot damn, they get it done. They get things started. It gets a little bit slimy, a little bit gross at the end, but they get it done nicely with the 2-on-1. And some good play coming in from Noxy, able to find himself 2, and then actually pretty much everybody else, except for meyern, was able to find at least 1 kill in their favor. So now, one piece of an investment coming in for this round. It is going to be, or 2, I should say, my apologies, is a P250s for Felps and for Henny. Otherwise, it's just going to be Glocks straight across. Now, not getting the bomb down, that's going to harm them a little bit here too, because we possibly would have seen the Galil purchase a little bit more of a force up, really just trying to damage this economy for the CT side. Not going to be the case at all. So now I think they're hoping Imperial that BESTIA is going to try to play aggressive and they're going to try to catch them off. But I think the name of the game is going to be grouped up together, just try to take some kind of map control, and it looks like maybe bridge. That might be the answer. Noxy just on the other side of this, waiting for that smoke to get dissipated. They're just going to run into this. He's got a nice tight angle, and he gets 2. Almost takes down Vinny as well. This is a nice start, but now Imperial, they've just run into a trap, and it's all over.
Great triple there from Toma. A double for Noxy to get those MP9 kills as well. If he wants to upgrade, he can, and I'm assuming actually he's just going to opt in for the A1S, rightfully so. And with that, Imperial will have their first buy round. Actually, BESTIA taking their first tack. Interesting that they're calling it this early. They did this on Nuke as well. And that first buy round, if you remember, on their offense, they called one tack timeout, and it actually netted them, eventually the map, right? Off the back of that, initial timeout. So I do respect Zote, and we kind of question what kind of impact he would have on the server. And I mean, so far, it's clearly reaping some rewards, right? The turnaround from this team has been one that has to be studied, really.
Absolutely. Well, AK's across, Felps with the lighter end of utility. From Austin MP9, I'm going to be curious where that MP9 is going to go to. Looks like it is going to go towards that B site. And even leaving A little bit just with the one player. It's going to be Noxy. He's just going to be able to play this by himself. So having the 3-1-1 right now, I believe that's Toma going to be holding the M4 and just kind of locking in bridge. Noxy just going to have to be really careful. Good smoke to block things off. This is a decent angle to play too, just on top of the table. Flash comes in, but he's not able to get it done. A good flash coming in from Vinny allows Felps to go for that first entry. They win the opening duel. Now this makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, it feels as though BESTIA didn't have an answer to that A lurk smoke. Playing inside that little entrance to main is really difficult to deal with because you have to hit an incredible shot. I mean, flicking back and forth is no easy task, and Noxy will be punished for it. And with that, the A split is a possibility. Toma comes into the A side alongside Deco, and now Deco dropping the bomb will give a lot of information for these rotations to start coming through.
This is so important too because again, like this is such a T-sided map, so we have to see if Imperial are going to be able to bounce themselves back into this, the 3-on-3. A big swing though from Toma, a little bit unnecessary. He was trying to make the play, and this is going to cost them now, making it into the 2v1. The advantage now for Imperial. Bomb's going to get planted right behind the middle of the site. Now meyern able to get the head of one, looking to see what else he can do. A gunfight coming in. No more utility for either player. Kid is available on the CT. Information being grabbed from meyern. Oh man, he gets caught here. No way, doing some big damage. Now he's going to reaggress. And he wins the fight. Some good movement and timing. And we are going to see BESTIA once again find themselves with a great lead.
I love that little shoulder peek that he does as the bomb goes down. You see one of the players that actually planted the bomb swinging out, but more importantly, he gets the sound cue that No Way is up in jump up. And because of that, there's so much time and space for meyern to play with. He gets that instant headshot onto the planter and can just play and toy with No Way in the clutch. That is experience showing dividends for BESTIA. meyern has seen so much of international Counter-Strike, and he punishes the young gun when it counts. So that clean sheet will be retained, and Noxy gets an upgrade into the AWP. What a start here for BESTIA on the defense.
And now we see Noxy try to actually pop open this smoke, not once, but twice. So a lot of utility already being wasted now from the CT side. No reward going to be given. Another deep smoke coming in. That actually might be a bit deeper than he was hoping for. But it might buy him a little bit more time. And like you said, meyern, you've been able to say his name a few times. And he now starts things off with a big dual opener. Taken down to 20. And now the CTs, interestingly enough, have now put themselves at a triple player stack here at the door. And look at that. They all just come out. They come swinging. They do a knockout. And now it's leading to Henny and Vinny by themselves. Kind of wondering what on earth do they do with this kind of a situation. With a flash and a Molotov remaining here in their pocket with 50 seconds left. The bomb is in their possession, sure, but this is not going to be an easy test for them. They have so many angles to clear, so many guns to take out. That's going to be a decent start. Vinny, why not?
What?
They've been able to do something big now, making it from a huge advantage down to the nitty-gritty. Noxy gets removed. Vinny has just done everything in his power to make this his round. Luchov comes in. He's able to save the day. But my God, how did it get to this kind of a situation?
I mean, you had that initial gamble there from BESTIA to leave the A site completely to clear up mid, but it's that A main re-aggression from Imperial that BESTIA just don't have an answer to. The flashbangs were perfectly placed there from Henny, and it's well done to Vinny to get those kills locked into place, and yet another 1v2 from the same position on A main to clutch up again for Luchov. And I mean, sure, you know, these rounds are close, but at the end of the day, the scoreline still reads 4-0 for BESTIA. And Imperial will take that timeout, get Zach on the mic, realize, what are we doing wrong to not being able to convert these rounds? And how can we fix them moving forward? Because it feels as though Imperial are right there to converting these rounds, but are just so far away from actually converting them.
Yeah, and the fact that we're seeing BESTIA already putting themselves at 4 rounds on a CT side, this is a huge note, right? Because I mean, I think we all can agree that this is a T-sided map, so you want to be able to, you know, just pounce and get as many rounds as possible on this, as the CT is quite difficult. Not impossible, obviously, but is harder nonetheless. And now with a 4-0 lead for BESTIA, this is nothing but good feelings, and the vibes are definitely going to be positive here for this team. No Way now just posted up right in the middle. He just runs into the scope, or gets planted into the scope here of Noxy. And Imperial, looks like maybe some desperation's kind of kicking in a little bit here, Paladin.
Yeah, they really want those opening 5v4s, and nothing's being given to them for free. So, BESTIA actually get themselves the 5v4. Noxy getting a little overzealous, wants to try to extend that lead out. It's happened a couple of times so far, and that's finally punished. Luchov will be there to fill the gap, but as this smoke fades, There is a world where a timing could be had, but luchov is limited to only 1 kill here, and I don't know what kind of timing that is from Phelps, but he gets one anyways. Now Deco's hot under the collar. Only 9 bullets left up in the chamber, trying to stay alive for as long as possible, and he can't. Luckily, Toma is here, and there's meyern as well, stalling out for so much time as Deco, and the cavalry is there to punish. Phelps in the 1v2. Now he's got to clutch up, but with no time or a lack thereof, and no utility to cross either, how do you win the duel against Toma? The answer is you don't, Laz. Bestia, keep moving on. It's 5-0.
That was such a disgusting round too, but again, like you said, the fact that Felps just went for a pre-fire, he had a weird inkling, his spidey senses are tingling, he's like, you know what, there's somebody in this smoke. And that was enough to give them some pretty good space. And like you said, I think you perfectly captured this, is again that Bestia, they put themselves in these situations at times where they get a bit overzealous, like you said, and I think that's costing them some rounds to be way too close. But nonetheless, Imperial have done such a great job to kind of get themselves close back into it, but it's just not enough. So we're needing to see a bit more out of them to exert on this. But now it's going to be, again, Bestia still with that 5-0. Tech-9s with Deagles is the name of the game for this one for Imperial. A couple players close on bridge, just trying to get that utility burned a little bit more from the CT side. And it's not really going to matter about utility because they got really not much to work with anyways.
They really wanted to commit to an A split, and they've used all that utility in mid. It's caused 2 players to move over, but they've taken too much time, and with that, those 2 players are right back into A. You have a chance for Toma to get a flank in as well, and this round is on a timer. Imperial have got to get a move on, and they've got to do it now because they are getting boxed in like anything.
Yeah, the nades are coming in too, and meyern now just needs to stay alive as much as he can. He's able to get a good spray down with the last remaining bullets here to find that double. The bomb should be able to get planted. That's going to be a great situation regardless.
What?
And that's a nice kill. I don't know what's going on here. Deco actually just, again, just kind of over pressures on it. It won't cost them the round, but again, just seems to be a bit more of a costly decision. AK is going to be picked up now as an upgrade, but that's what I was a little bit worried about. And I think we were both kind of criticizing it, but hey, if it ain't broke, I guess don't fix it.
I guess so. I mean, that kind of pressure, it is a double-edged sword, but for right now, it's coming all up for the CTs, and finally they get that 3-man alive situation for themselves, and they can actually retain the economy for a little while. So even though they're up 6-0, it's only until like kind of now that they've had some sort of solace in terms of the money situation. But Henny will have the AWP out in this one, round number 7, and it's kind of now or never for Imperial. Even just getting all the remaining 6 rounds of this half would still be a disappointment of a half. So a lot of work to do for Vinny and company.
And a quick update is as well, Fury actually were able to take the first map against 9Z with a 13-6, so
Wow.
I'll be leading into Mirage. So that's where we talked about, you know, whoever wins this plays the loser of that series, so we'll have to wait and see what can happen there. Good molly getting placed from B main. Noxky not going to get damaged, but he's going to have to reposition on this. Imperial now getting a little bit more comfort on the real estate. Vinny's already pushed himself into E-Box. I cast or cursed him, I guess, because he's no longer here. And luchov does a great job to start it off again, Paladin.
And now with a minute on the clock, all these opening gambits from Imperial have not worked out whatsoever. They don't have A main control, they don't have Dark, they don't have B main, and they just are starting to make headway into middle. Decenty and No Way are there, and you're looking to these individuals to start to open up the map for you, but that doesn't make anything easier. Beautiful flashbang there from Toma, and meyern capitalizes. So Henny is down for the count, and it's only this pronged attack from Cameron that's going to have to activate. Now Felps goes down as well. It's all up to the new bloods of Decenty and No Way, but how do you break this crossfire? I guess you just don't. Okay, scratch that. Decenty will get himself 2 of his own. But 15 seconds left on the clock. I don't think he's long for this world. Bestia will continue to dominate. 7-0.
Yeah, luchov and both Toma are the ones that are kind of, again, putting up some big numbers. Everybody else is too. I mean, even meyern's sitting at an 8-3, but we're starting to see a lot of those multi-kill rounds coming in effect for these guys. And now we're going to see a timeout coming in. And this is worrying for any Imperial fans. I mean, we were talking a 7-0. And to be honest, I feel like out of the 7 rounds, maybe like 2 of them have been close into like 1v1s or like 1v2s. But this is not a great position for them to be in. I mean, this timeout is going to be everything for them to kind of get themselves a bit more back in composure, because Paladin, I mean, like we said over and over, on a T side with no rounds, that is putting so many eggs in one basket that I definitely wouldn't want to do.
And unfortunately, it's not even a tack timeout, lads. It's a tech, so they won't even get to talk shop before these rounds go live. They're just gonna have to stew in their juices and think about this 7-0 hole that they're in. I mean, at this point, I feel like it's pretty safe to say that these last 5 rounds are compulsory if you want to have a conversation in this map. I know people don't want to hear that, but Anubis is really difficult to string together CT rounds with if you don't have momentum and you're coming off the back foot. So there is a lot riding on these last few rounds for Imperial. They will have the finances under them to at least purchase in, but it's all about the runway right now that they're losing. They don't have many rounds to play with, and that's their biggest demise.
It is a momentum game. It's definitely a mental game here from CS, so now we're going to have to see what Imperial do. And like you said, with it being a tech issue, man, they're just going to have to sit silently, and again, the frustration can boil up, or, you know, hopefully some meditation or something to cool these guys down, but not an easy situation. It does look like there was a player that just had a bit of a connection issue, so we're just getting that rectified. Shouldn't be too long. Actually, looks like we're going right back into it. Wow, nice. I think the HUD's just going to get updated, folks. We do realize that it's showing Vinny's here twice, Vinny's here alive and not alive, so we'll fix that after.
Yeah, give it one halftime break and we'll have it sorted. But don't know if this one's live either.
We jinxed it.
Unfortunately.
Going for a swim?
Why not? I mean, these beaches, you know what? If I had to take a vacation to any one of these maps, I think it'd be Anubis.
Yeah, there you go. It's true. It's quite nice. Great views. Lots of sun.
Mm-hmm.
Get that tan. Or just show the skins, you know, with the sun reflection.
Exactly. What's not to love?
What's not love about Anubis? We all love it. You know, I think in all seriousness, though, I've been, you know, I know it's not a new map anymore, but I think obviously the more newer map in the rotation, and I think it's done quite well for itself. I think, you know, like we said, CT side has always been kind of a, you know, a grueling one, but I think we've seen from some teams like right now that have shown CT side can work at times.
Yeah, we found answers to how to play the CT side. Granted, it's tough to actually make them work 100% of the time, but Felps will continue to try to bury his way into this B bomb site, but meyern is just going to wreak havoc on the back of the bomb site as well. So he's been doing just so much work, but finally decenty shows up. But now Noxy, he wants to get himself involved, and it's only one. Decenty on for the quad kill. But it's the man of the hour, tomaszin, into the clutch. He's had so many big boy clutches in this qualifier. And now on deck for another 1v2. Clearing out these angles one by one. Hasn't actually taken note of where decenty is. But slowly but surely, tomazin's going to have to make some sound cues. He does, and he isn't aware of how decenty's falling through with the smoke. It's a big round from the young gun. And way for him to kind of put this team on his back and get Imperial their first round on the board.
And I mean, that was the scary thing too, is I mean, that smoke, they both ran into each other, and I was thinking his positioning, if he could have got that timing, I think that was Felps that was in E-box. If he could have found that duel and won that round could have been, again, it could have been a 50-50, but that would have put a very interesting perspective on it. But, you know, either way, Imperial, they respond back. They get rid of the goose egg. It's a 7-1 scoreline. We all know what that means. And now we got the HUD fixed too. So we got progress. We got things moving. But even with that round loss, I mean, this is what, again, I talked about before. The CT economy, man, this is where we just see it really just kick you.
Yeah, and I mean, with single loss, It's a risk, but I don't mind the purchase here. And they are kind of just forced in their hand. Toma only had 1,900, so that 1,400 losses, it's not going to be pretty, and that does come down to the number of clutches that Bestia won. Those 2v2s, those 3v3s. And so concessions will have to be made. Toma on the Deagle, Noxy on the 5.7. And those two rifles of Meyern and Deco are going to have to go to work. And they have been going to work so far this half. But look at this tempo being sped up by Vinny. Straight into Toma and straight into Deco. Meyern is there for a couple of consolatory frags, but Phelps burns Noxy alive. And now, I think this force buy has been very quickly quelled.
Yeah, it has a good reaction coming back from Imperial now. We're talking about 2 rounds are going to be gained here for them. luchov now just looking to see maybe a quick kill, get some extra money, maybe pick up a gun to survive and get the heck out of here. But not an easy one. Vinny, I think that shadow might have just shown, but now luchov's not even going to, again, want to go for that. Not even entertaining the idea. But Imperial, they're going to go for a hunt here. They're going to try to go for this, and they should be able to find it, and they do. No way, take some damage, but nothing to sweat about. And now we're talking about a 7-2. And you talked about momentum, Paladin. I mean, it's not quite there, but it's a ripple.
They'll get themselves their third as well, surely, considering this USP situation. And as I said before, I do feel like that 7-5 is absolutely paramount if we want to talk that conversation of Imperial coming back into this game, into this best of 3. They had some fighting signs on Nuke, but they weren't able to get it done due to some critical clutches by Toma. But here on Anubis, it does feel like it's just been quite a non-starter, and we're really trying to find that Imperial that has been dominating in this region. And it's got to start somewhere. Slowly but surely, Imperial will start to gain steam. They'll keep 4 men alive here, so they'll have enough finances for the final round as well. But Bestia will have one of their final buys. No op for Noxy, but a chance to extend this lead and basically put Imperial out of touching distance.
And I'm not even against the fact that there's no op available right now for Bestia. I actually I'm enjoying what we're seeing from the rifles. I think even Noxy still can do quite well with it. It's not like he is that one-trick pony where he needs the op to get himself into this game. But we'll see. Henny does have the AWP equipped for himself. A very important round right now. Critical in the sense about now momentum again, and utility just going to be able to catch on Vinny and also Henny now. Another nade thrown by No Way. Not quite good. Catches a corner of a wall. You kind of hate to see it. E-Box going to be grabbed for control too. So now Imperial will have put themselves in a great position here for a B split if they choose to. Bomb's going to get picked up. Looks like it's going to vacate this idea. And waiting things out a bit more. So they're going to actually reset themselves just a little bit longer.
Interesting that they decided to back out with all that map control that they did have. But instead, they're going to just park Vinny in dark and look for map control elsewhere. And it's going to be mid to be the port of call. They shut down luchov and they shut down Meyern. But do they know about Deco? It seems to be that decenty is aware and there's no way for the trade. 4v2 now for Imperial to continue to gain steam. Toma and Noxy in the clutch. And Toma's heard that drop into water. Knows that Noxy's on the site. It's a matter of whether or not he wants to drop. He will. There's Toma on the flank. And his bomb is actually stuck, but Phelps all the way in A will shut it down. Vinny is there from dark. And there's that aforementioned 4th round. Pots and pans for Bestia in the final round. And it looks like we're going to get that 5th round. At least favored for Imperial.
Yeah, definitely a favorable situation. The second timeout not going to come through from Bestia, but yeah, that last round was really interesting because, again, Toma, I mean, he had the right idea, tried to go for the canal flank, and, I mean, he was getting that information for his teammate just to lock himself in the site. Not an easy thing to do because I think it was the A main player that flanked him and took him out from Imperial, so now we're in a bit of a tight situation. I mean, we're sitting at that 3,000 mark. The guns are going to be a bit lackluster, to put it one way, I guess, but they have no other choice. They're going to have to do something with this, but now with the FAMASas, MP9s, things like that, I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see something a little bit more fast-paced. Like, we haven't seen them contest for that B main control yet. We haven't seen Bestia try to fight for that A main control, catch these guys off guard. This might be a round we see it. They have nothing to lose. They have now guaranteed themselves this half 7-5 minimum.
And they would love to at least quell this momentum that's built up from Imperial at the very least. And there it is. That's the kind of play you're looking for here, Laz. Triple setup into the A main. And they want to go right at Felps. They want to run him down. And they will not topple the vet. Felps with a huge triple kill off of A main. It's open for business. And it looks like Imperial are primed and ready for this 5th round. What a round there from Felps.
I mean, again, Bestia just needed to get a flash in there, and that could have changed things around, but the fact
it was all dry.
It was just so dry. Yeah, it just made no sense. And there it is. That's going to be a 7-5. It's going to be the end of the first half. We're going to wait and see what's going to happen for the second. Don't go anywhere.
Don't give up on us, don't give up on love. Don't give up on us, don't give up on love. Hold me down, never let me go. Take me in, I want you to show. Hold me down, never let me go. Take me in, I want you to show me love. Don't give up on us, don't give up on us, don't give up on love. Don't give up on us, don't give up on us, don't give up on love. Hold me down, never let me go. Take me in, I want you to show. Hold me down, never let me go. Take me in, I want you to show me love.
Well, looky here. We had a situation where Bestia had an opportunity to get themselves with double digits, but instead Imperial come back with a dagger, and we're at a 7-5 as we go into the second half on map number 2. Laz and Paladin, find out more.
It's a chance for a 2-0, but not the 2-0 we would expect. Bestia did such a great job on their defense, but Imperial have rallied back. They're not going down without a fight. Picking up these 5 rounds is immense. It's going to be an A execute for Bestia. It's been very kind to them, these executes, but they've got to go straight into Vinny's dual Berettas. What a headshot to kickstart things. Noxie goes down, but that's all he gets. Deco and Meyern will be there for the trade, and decenty and No Way strike right back. So it's going to be a 2v3 if Bestia want to confirm this pistol, and a 3 HP clutch on deck for Deco. He gets himself 1, and that's a huge kill to get. It's just No Way now, position known, and it's a jump up on the cake. What a play there from No Way to just bully the positioning of Deco. Can't get himself involved, and Imperial will be continuing that 5-round win streak into a 6th. Bestia will have a bye in the following.
Yeah, Bestia and Imperial, name a better duo where that comes down to a 1v1 situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. I mean, there's been so many times. It's almost feeling like it's countless now at this point. But like you said, 6 rounds in a row gained here from Imperial. Very costly for them, but at least they can get themselves something done here. The bomb is going to get planted, but now that's where Bestia, they have an opportunity here to squash this money system for Imperial. This is such an important round. The pistol is important, but I would say this is arguably got to be the most important right now. And even Felps getting aggressive, going for a swim, and No Way's going to be able to help it out. Look at Felps now, looking for more duels, and they start things off with a nice 4-on-3, giving them the advantage.
That is a ferocious peek there from Felps, and it actually nets them the man advantage somehow, but into the 3v4, heavy casualties off of decenty and No Way. But Vinny, he wants to continue to press the issue. He doesn't want to let go of any of this map control. He's all the way in rugs, and I don't think that Bestia is aware of this, Laz. I think Vinny's got a beautiful timing here, and a double kill right on a silver platter, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Deco goes down, but unfortunately, Vinny couldn't clear Toma. So it'll only be the 1 frag. And still a minute left on the clock. There's still a lot of time to play with here, Bestia. And still a real shot at this round.
Yeah, there definitely is. I mean, you're talking about 39 HP being a combination right now for No Way and decenty too. I mean, this is not a good situation for Imperial. So now the players from Bestia are going to split up together. Meyern now needs to be able to find this duel. He's already through bridge, crossing into mid. Going to be able to get this point checked off, but does he clear the top end point? Oh, Henny. And he might have the timing effect, and he does, but no! He doesn't even win the fight either. He does so much damage, but it's just not enough. Making it to a 2v2. These CTs, I think they're going to try to go for it. They don't have a kit, though, Paladin. This could be a kick in the behind for them right now. They're going to have to get moving. That smoke, it's definitely going to block them.
39 HP between these two members. But it's not like Meyern is incapacitated as well. So, unfortunately, with the lack of kit, as you said, Laz, Imperial will tuck tail and head for the hills. Bestia have won the force buy with these Galils and AK-47s. They've gotten themselves their 8th. And while I don't think they've necessarily crushed the finances of Imperial, they're on the right track.
Man, that's insane. That timing from Henny too, man. He repositioned himself. He almost had it. And that's the thing too. We talked about an MP9, how powerful it can be. Almost got the job done. What was that, 94 damage or something like that? Oh, and even now, Bestia realizing they got themselves in a great position. They are going to go for the last tactical timeout. They've now used all 3, with this point being an 8-6. And money's going to be forced up here still. I mean, you got the double M4s that were safe in the last round. These MP9s are going to be purchased. So I talked about the money getting squashed a bit. I mean, Imperial are going to try everything again, and I don't blame them. I feel like this is kind of a good call.
No, 100%. You're kind of locked into this situation if you're Imperial. Considering you were able to hold on to those 2 rifles, why not? I mean, single loss will never put you in a good position as a CT. But this is the chance for Bestia to extend play. Extend this lead to greater than 2 rounds. Make it 4 rounds. I mean, this is a potential 2-for-1 round here on both ends of the spectrum. So, a lot riding on the tail of this best of 3 on this round right here. And it's just this walk out from Noxy being called, just walking into this B bomb site, and it's 4 players on this A site.
Oh,
Noxy has just pantsed Imperial outright, and they just can't get involved. This bomb plant is going to go down for free. And look at how advanced these positions are. Toma gets a free one.
Yeah, and he's just going to keep fighting around this. He's just going to jiggle. He's going to go for this. They might be able to swing both of them, but oh, Toma! Oh, man, he almost finds the 2. The double M4 is still going to be in play for
They
now.
gotta leave.
No, it's not. They got to get out of here, man. They can't be doing this anymore. Go back to the beach. Take a view. You've given up a round that could have been yours, and Bestia, like you said, they pantsed them, and now they got themselves 9 with only 1 casualty so far. Unless meyern falls to this angle from Felps, it still won't even matter. That's just a little prize. And even Felps gets his secondary kill. Who cares? Oh, jeez.
Goodness. That is not optimal for Bestia. They're going to have a lot of rebuys there, but fortunately for Imperial, fortunately for Bestia, Imperial do not have funds to reinvest here. They'll have some pistols being dropped over that were recovered by Henny and Felps, but still a 3-round lead now for Bestia. And as I said before, it really did feel like a 2-for-1 round on whoever won that. And that one call from Noxy did wonders. What a play from Felps, though, to get a 5v4. Just so brazen to take that opening duel. He will eat that grenade for max damage down to 49. But at the end of the day, he's got that man advantage, and Henny's going to try to extend it. He's here hand in hand with No Way, and they want to try to bully meyern. Sure, Toma is nearby, but that opening gun duel works out for Henny, and a headshot angle against Toma as well. He gets another dink for his troubles. Now Toma's hot under pressure, and what looked to be a formality of a round looks to be a little bit more disastrous. Finally, luchov pulls it back. There's Toma as well. And finally, they get themselves that B bomb site. Another stack on the A bomb site doesn't work out, and Bestia find a way to right the ship.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Felps now spamming away. Vinny actually does find a kill through a smoke.
What?
What? What? Why is this happening? Why is things happening like this? We can't have nice things right now. And now Toma all of a sudden by himself on a big clutch. Not going to be able to fulfill it. Vinny finds himself a double kill. A little bit of BM with the Zeus at the end. And they pick up a round some way? Question mark?
I mean, it really it's all by design, right? You have Felps swinging for the fences with that deeper smoke in mid, and then fighting into that canals position. And then right after that, they want to continue that sort of information gaining with Henny's A1S as well. And it does so much work, those 2 rifles that they saved on over, that it really begs the question, was that hunt worth it in the round previous? Because now Toma is the only one with the rifle. You've got 4 deagles in play and a very hamstrung offense from Bestia. They've got a lot to right the ship with, and unfortunately for them, Noxy has gone down early. They're going to keep trying to duel into middle, and actually, hold on for a second. Headshots galore from both Toma and luchov. Felps will be there to try to pick up the pieces, but they're still in a man disadvantage. They're trying to hold on for dear life, and they've got to fall back because this A site has been lost.
Yeah, they've lost the A site, so the bomb's going to go down. Money's going to be grabbed in a great situation in this position now. 3-on-2. The CTs are spread apart from each other too. Let's not forget this, but No Way's in a great spot on the A main. Flash comes in. They're aware of this. They know this is a possibility. Felps does get the duel, takes some big damage. A nade is going to add a little bit more. Who other than luchov to come up big? Oh, he spots the shoulder. He has all the information in the world. This is about hitting the shots. He's got the HP advantage, but it's still Felps comes up with a triple, and they keep themselves in this game.
My goodness, Felps getting the big 1v2. Impact galore here from the vet. He had a huge triple kill on the offense, and he has been absolutely instrumental in keeping them alive here on the defense as well. What a round there from Felps, taking this game by both hands and forcing Bestia back to the doldrums of pistols.
I mean, this is This is nuts. I mean, we saw the two rounds ago, Imperial wins it with pistols. Then we see the previous round, Bestia almost does it with pistols. We said this should be a decent game. I didn't think we were going to be talking about rounds like that. This is just not normal. Why does it have to be normal, I guess?
I know, right? I mean, as we said, these lower bracket finals get so much out of these two teams. And now, pistols for Bestia. Flash through. No Way is completely blinded up. But there's Felps to chime in. No Way lives for as long as possible. Still gets himself one. But these pistols are still doing damage.
And now he goes for the swing here. He's able to take down the bomb carrier. But back to a 2-2. Getting hit in the kneecaps here. Noxy now going to be able to get this bomb down. Some more money grab. No more utility. A smoke and a flash still remaining here for Imperial. Not a bad position to be in. Vinny now going to be leading here with the M4. Full chamber. Comes in. Easy kill. Now it's just down to meyern. They have a good inkling of where he could be. This smoke could be a problem. They're going to flush him out of this. Oh, they actually go for on the bomb. He's going to swing to this, and he actually gets caught. Both of them tag him down, and we are back to a tie game through all of the thick and thin of this map. I don't even know how we gotten here. The Paladin, we got some money at least for Bestie on a gun round.
And they get themselves a bomb plant. They force a ton of rebuys on Imperial's part. So all in all, these pistols have done some serious work for Bestia, but now they've got to put their money where their mouth is with these Kalashnikovs. 9 rounds on both ends. Razor tight are these margins. Win or go home in this best of 3. And for Imperial, this map is everything. And Felps doesn't care. He wants to still fight tooth and nail. But this time he gets punished. Noxy is there. And that opening aggression from Imperial is completely ripped apart. And they have to find now a new avenue of getting back into this round, especially in the 4v5.
Yeah, and we talked about Felps being such a playmaker, and he can be a difference, but those are the kind of moves where we've seen it before in the past, where he kind of goes for this play that's so risky, and is it really worth that reward? And now even with him top fragging, yeah, he's 21-13, but this is now a problem here for Imperial because they're going to have to switch up their defense. Bestia now putting 4 of their players into this commitment. Flash comes in, that's a good peek. Vinny actually on the pillar. Deco now going to lead this. He's going to go for the charge. They spraying away. They're trying to get every single angle. They can't clear enough. 3-on-2 or 3-on-3. I can't even do math anymore. Things are just getting so chaotic. M4's starting to get the job done, but Noxy gets 3 more kills. And now making it down to Henny, someone that's been absent with the op. We haven't been able to see it yet. He might be able to have a lineup here, but his head gets removed.
It's the Argentinian IGL individually stepping up when it matters. What a massive double on that A take. And then the swing, the balls to swing out like that and just rip Henny's head clean off was immaculate. I mean, in that sight hit, it like everything was going wrong for Bestia. They weren't able to clear out all the angles. The trades were imminent. And yet still Noxy holds strong. Silent up until this point. But he stands tall when it all matters most. It forces Zach to come on the mic. It snaps the money of Imperial. And Bestia are poised to potentially eliminate Imperial from this competition.
Yeah, 2 of the timeouts being called. Like you said, the coach coming in. Probably have more than a few words to say right now with how this thing is going. And that round, devastation now. Money is just, it's hit a blunder, right? I mean, they're all sitting at that 2,000 mark. A couple of them at the 3s, but not enough really to spend anything. They're just going to save everything. Not a penny spent right now from the CT side. They're going to group up together, a 5-man stack at this B site. Bestia now putting some good pressure onto this B. A couple players in main even having canal control. This is not great. If they might just try to dry swing this could be a gift right now for Bestia. A nice shot there from Noxy. The AK spraying away, and there it is. Make it 4. meyern gets it done. It looked a little bit scary, but they take it with only 1 death.
And that's everything. At this tail end, keeping those finances in tip-top shape is absolutely paramount. And ladies and gentlemen, Imperial, believe it or not, are on the brink of elimination and have their final purchase here in round number 21. AWP out will be out for Henny, but No Way and Vinny will be on MP9s. We've seen the amount of strength Vinny can produce with an MP9. It does really feel like he can wield that as though it is a rifle. But there are concessions to have to be made, and it's absolute standstill from both of these rosters. Felps isn't going as aggressive anymore, and there's no opening gambits from BESTIA either. So just a standstill. Nobody wanting to make these mistakes, and everybody knows how important this round is for the context of this game. Slowly but surely now, Deco looks to take them A main control, and he will. Molotov to potentially get himself primed and ready, but Deco is showing a lot of presence on this A site. Oh, an important fire fights both the ways, but at the end of it all, it's all a ruse here, Laz. It's this B bomb site that's actually being tested. Meyern and luchov go big with their two guns, and there's luchov with another. A 4v2 now. Do or die for Imperial, and I think it's running out. Time is of the essence now for Imperial. And decenty, he's gotten one back in, and he's gonna need 3 more. Sure, all these players are hit up, but they're not aware of how deep luchov has gotten. He's all the way in CT Temple. And now it's just a stall game. Decenty is triangulated. His position is known. There's no escape from the Argentinians. BESTIA are just dominating on the server, and decenty can do nothing but save. It is 12 rounds for BESTIA, and it is match point, elimination point for BESTIA.
Oh my goodness. It ain't over till it's over, but man, oh man, this now is at a point where it's series point. Like you said, winner moves on in the lower bracket. The loser of this could just be packing their bags, and they're all done here for the close qualifier. Imperial now, everything needs to be spent here, and it's going to be with 2 MP9s and then No Way with a deagle. Not writing this off, we've seen it, but man, that is not a great position to be in right now for where this game is at.
Not at all. Maybe it's another Felps round to cause some magic to happen. He instantly been naded. There's the flash to kind of prime him into the gunfight, and it's decenty in middle as well. It's this crunch in the main that's trying to net some kills back for Imperial, but it'll just be that single solitary frag onto Toma instead. So as the dust settles, Felps is very keen on just falling back, seeing if he can gather any bit of information. BESTIA have a lot of time to spare now, a lot of options to potentially get themselves back into this one, but keep in mind, this financial situation is not going to get better than this year, Laz. This is an opportunity of a lifetime.
This really is. 2-1-2 coming in right now from the CT side. Felps now getting more aggressive. The Molly's going to give away his position. They now know that somebody was close on by. And now luchov getting close. Spots the shoulder, and that's going to be the deagler gone. Felps, one of the players here with the rifles, going to now be able to hide in this corner. Does he get cleared, though? Another nade coming in. Oh, that actually might do more work than he thought it was. That nade lands, and now Felps is by himself, and he can't get it done. A 2v2 with 17 seconds remaining. Bomb plant's going to go in the safe plant. They're now waiting things out. The smoke dissipates. It's an instant trade.
He's DC'd.
No
way.
No way does that happen like this. I was wondering why on earth is Vinny just hanging out in the corner. And now it looks like he's trying to get himself back into this. And that's it. There's nothing here to happen. I don't even think the restart would even happen. All this damage happened before he lagged out or he DC'd. And BESTIA now have been able to secure themselves further into this with a 13-9. And so unfortunate for Imperial.
What an
Out like this?
anticlimactic ending to this best of 3. Imperial got close so many times in this best of 3. A chance to convert Nuke, a chance to get back into Anubis, and it's just heartbreak for the Brazilians. Bestia will be moving on after the back of breaking their streak on Nuke and also just doubling down on their Anubis victory. What a...